And we are back again with the another episode of Unscripted Greatness. Welcome you all. I hope you're doing well. Today we have a very special person, Mr. Abhishek Nair, whose journey is very inspiring from being a software developer to being an entrepreneur. You guys will learn a lot of things from him. So stay tuned and watch till the end.
Okay. So first of all, hi Abhishek. So we have a
Hello.
very you are our second guest, and this is gonna be our second podcast with you, and we are really proud to have you with us on this platform. So you are from IT background, then your journey is from developer to entrepreneur. It's a very different journey. Okay, we both know because we have had a call with you off screen, but not the audience, right? So if you can tell to the people or the audience about yourself and more about your community, what you have built, so you can tell us about yourself and the community.
Okay. So right now I am a entrepreneur, kind of. So right now I run a company or a community called CODESAMAAJ. We do three things basically. First of all, we have a community of around 1,000 developers, and we build stuff. We help each other out. Mostly they are young developers, so they get help from experienced ones in terms of referral or whatever. Other than that, we also conduct boot camps offline so that we can help students in universities and colleges. So that is going on as well. We have conducted around two boot camps right now, and third one is going to be conducted. We are in talks with some colleges to start doing boot camps there as well. And one more thing, the last thing is that we are also building products for the community and for the companies as well, like a based software startup. So even that is happening. So these are the three things happening in CodeSamaj, and the main motive is to help developers understand that getting a job is not the only way to make money, and give them more and more opportunities. So that is the main motive of CodeSamaj.
That is great. That is really great. Just wanted to ask you what inspired you to start the Code Samaj and what was the journey from software developer to an entrepreneur? And
Yeah.
what is your
So
vision, Code Samaj?
vision with CodeSamaj is making it as big as possible. If you have heard about Hack Club, there is a global community of teenage hackers or coders. So they are a non-profit organization, by the way. They are not a startup or a company. But that was something very interesting to me. But I came to know about after I left my teenage years, right? So I couldn't join that. Also, I have seen many community-based companies that come up, but unfortunately, they shut down in around 5 years. You might have heard about Build Space and all. So, kind of, I wanted to create something that was not doing the mistakes that these communities were doing. So, that is there. And the other thing was that being a software developer was not at all like a satisfying job to me personally. So that was kind of first few months I was enjoying it because I was, excelling at it, and my, the superiors were very supportive and all those stuff. But soon I realized felt this kind of felt dead to me because it was just not interesting, right? Satisfaction is we do get when we fix a critical error, or the software field I was working in was tax related. So at that April time, we get the heat. So that is when we start working, like, what do you say? We have to go to that Super Saiyan mode. If you all watch anime, you might understand that. And that was kind of satisfying. Other than that, kind of was not interesting to me. That is when I started, or when I conducted a boot camp in my college, where I am the alumni now. And yeah, it was a 7-day boot camp, and after every single day, the kind of satisfaction I was getting when I came back to my place, that is what made me think कि maybe I should get into this and not just software development. But since I had already started, my already existing clients were not ready to leave me like that. So I had to work, and I still work as a developer, not professionally, but freelance kind of thing. But even that work is being delegated to CodeSamaaj right now. Everything is going to community, and they are working on it.
So when you started CODESAMAAJ, when did you start CODESAMAAJ?
Like, date.
I mean,
The idea,
No,
yeah,
no, no. Idea and
idea
time.
and idea initiation, and when did you actually started your organization?
okay. So the idea came in around 2023, I guess. Okay, last year, 2023, last year. So around June or something, I was planning to do this, but I was not getting time, and there were exams and stuff. Doing a program in a college is very difficult. That is what I understood after doing around 10 seminars and 2 boot camps. It is very difficult to get a hold of resources in a college. So it just got delayed and delayed. And finally, the first boot camp was conducted in Jan. So you can say ki around December, the logo, the entire company was made. It is still not registered as a company because we are still, not clear whether I want to keep it a non-profit kind of a thing, or should I keep it a profit kind of a thing. So there is a kind of a problem there. But right now we are part of a incubator. So kind of a pseudo company, you can say. Ki we are, proprietorship. You guys might have heard
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of that kind of a situation, but it's not a private limited yet.
yeah. Okay.
So there is that. You can argue that Code Samaj has not yet started, but
Let's started. Yeah.
yeah,
How many people, members of team do you have?
right now we are only 3 people, and even it's not like a full-time job kind of a thing. I'm the only one who is doing this full-time, and the other 2 people are very critical members, by the way. One is looking after the sales and marketing kind of stuff, and one is looking after the
That's
tech side of everything, tech and product.
that's
And I am kind of doing the admin work, just uh,
so
fixing
you are
meetings
like
and yeah, it's
that's
more
really
like
nice.
COO, right?
COO.
I'm doing, yeah, operations is what I'm doing, right?
Yeah.
There is no
Yeah.
executive status as of now.
This was your idea, like among three of you, this was your idea, if we say so. Then how did you reach to the other two people? Like, how did you tell them that you have this, vision in your mind, and you want to bring it live, and you want to start a community? How did you
Got
convince,
them. Got them.
convince them basically to support you to this initiative? Because as you are saying, you are right now not sure if this is a profitable community or a non-profitable. Then how did you convince the other two to be part of this and help, students or all the software developers around?
Incline your vision
With them
with them.
basically.
So basically, even though I don't feel like this is going in the, it has a clear vision or anything, the other two people are like 100% sure that this is going to be a huge success. So how this happened is something I don't know. Maybe these two people have joined the boot camp and it was a huge success in terms of the recognition students gave us, right? So it was a huge success and it was of around 70 students and 60, 70 students, and they came in as strangers because they were from like other batches, yeah, different batches, but they went off like a family. And like you can see in our website there is a picture as well. So in the starting we didn't even know each other's name, but at the end it was kind of, the boot camp was very successful, the first one. I think that was seen by these two people as well, and they just tagged along, kind of. I did not ask for any help as such. They just were helping me as a friend, and now they're just connected to code so much.
So basically,
And
they
there
were
is,
not your friends initially. So they came and then you aligned that way. Like they also, like they willingly helped you, and then you three came aligned, right? That way.
yeah. I mean, we were friends.
Okay.
Like the tech person was my college mate, and he is the current highest package holder in that college. Right. So he was my friend, and the other sales and marketing person is from my company where I was working as a software developer. These two people are in my life as a friend for a long time, and I trust them, and they trust me. So even though right now they are not getting anything monetarily, I think they might be having in the mind ki okay, Abhishek will do something and it will become something. Other than that, they are not getting any benefit from this, kind of.
Your code samaj aligns with what kind of core values or what kind of principles. Basically, the principles or core values of your community.
Uh, the community right now follows the I'll just tell you what I want the community to be doing. Right, it's in the early stage and the members are changing. So if you see in the first month, the set of people who were active in the community are not the same people who are active in the community after like 3 months. So it is having a flow right now. People are leaving the community, joining the community. Everything is there. There is no core community members as of now. There are, okay, but it's not like there are certain people who can be the face of the community or something like that. So the core values that I am trying to build is, first of all, building and being focused on something. Right. If you are building something, then be focused on that. If you want a job, be focused on that. Yeah. So according to me, the core values that I want the community to have is building stuff. If I'm not sure if you know people like Mark Liu and the builders of Twitter. So they are building SaaS companies and software companies, uh, and they are profitable without a job. Right? So right now, I feel like our students or young developers are too much into the fact that they want a job. Values that I'm trying to build is building apps and building software, and not just being focused on getting job or making money. You know, it's very hard for them to understand that because even I was like that when I was like in college. Right, I wanted the results first. So I think I'm trying to make them fall in love with the process. Right now, just yesterday, we have started giving them freelance works and stuff, and we are planning a lot of things so that they start building. So right now, main thing is collaboration and building. That is the core values that I'm trying to build through Code Samaj. To be honest, I've never thought about it.
Ah, tell me about the challenges you faced. What were the challenges when you were starting? Right now, what are the challenges, and what do you think? How will you tackle them?
I think when I was starting, it was pretty easy because when I went and asked my college, can I do a boot camp? I was a alumni, right? I was not a business at that time. So they were like, of course. They asked me, are you charging something? I was like, no, I'm not charging anything. It's free. So they asked me, you should charge and, you know, don't do it for free. Then I was like, okay, I'll do the seminar for free. After that, if the students are interested, we'll conduct a boot camp where I'll charge and it will be higher quality. Right? So it was very easy at the start because the teachers were thinking of me as a student or a passed out student kind of thing. Right now, since I don't go to the college much, uh, it's the other people who go and set up the whole thing. So it is kind of difficult. And recently, I had a talk or discussion with another college where I have not been. Right. So that is the first time we are actually conducting something outside of our college where I study. So that was again a problem because they did not know about me or who I am. So if you just think about it, I'm not someone like great. Like when I'm telling them ki okay, I'm founder of CODESAMAAJ, they're not even going to recognize me. So I'll have to tell them what I have done and how was my boot camp. So I need to be able to explain them why it will be useful to their students. So right now it has gotten a little bit difficult in my opinion. Other than that, on Twitter as well, it is kind of very difficult to please every one of your followers. So there will be always some people saying you people do that way. There will be other people saying you could have done that this way. And yeah, that was also there, but now it has reduced much. But still, it was not really a problem. Right. Right
We
now
have
the
learned
problem
along
I'm
the way.
tackling, yeah, yeah. Right now the problems I'm tackling is this key. This has to be profitable so that I can start paying something to my partners, right? So that is the main thing that we are focusing. But the core values of the this entire thing is not money, right? So we are not earning anything, but we'll have to pay. So that is something that I'm trying to tackle in a way ki I don't have to charge the students or the developers, right? I can charge some businesses for something. That is something I'm tackling right now.
Yeah, I mean that is the community that you have built now. So that is, I guess, that is the main purpose of your community throughout year, throughout months, and I guess
Yeah,
that is your.
But do you not think
yeah.
that? So
Yeah,
carry
yeah.
on, carry on.
No, the profitability is the main thing because I might work for free. Maybe my partners might also work for free. But when we have to scale up, I don't know how to do that, right? So maybe getting funding from someone else, like how OpenAI was doing. So these kind of things, there are many things like we also tried to get CSR, which is corporate something. I don't remember what
Social
the full form.
responsibility. CSR.
Yeah. So where companies try to help these kind of communities to build good talent. So even that is a route that we are trying to do. Yeah.
So yeah, I was asking you that, like, since you are into technical and all the softwares or all the tech related softwares we can say are basically paid, or if you have to host any of your like project, like you said you're going into product based also, right? So these will require some kind of let's say if you have to run your product entire time like 24 into 7, right? You will have to have some paid things. So how are you trying to manage this, because this will require a lot of money? So your take on balancing, because your community is basically helping people, yeah, helping students, but they will require some software, right? That will involve some premium plans we can say, or to host your own product. Then what's your plan to balance this circle of software pricing to helping students with same thing?
So right now we are in the middle of building something, a product for the community, which for the most part, at least, it will have some kind of a free version. But the problem is that we are trying to build a AI thing, which needs not normal server, right? It's kind of expensive to keep it running. Right now we are using AWS, so it
Hmm.
is notorious for charging a lot. And right now, how I am managing is it is just going from my pocket, right? So although every kind of uh, financial thing that or monetary thing that I have to do, it is going from my pocket. And let's say ki it is being funded from the boot camps we are conducting, or the freelance or the software works we are taking. So this is how it is getting funded, and but it's again going from my pocket. That is the thing. So right now we are planning to do something with the freelance thingy. You know how this Upwork, if I were charge a percentage from the business which is trying to get work, right? So that is something we are trying. Also, we are planning to uh, team up with companies so that we can take referral bonuses as well. So these are two things that we can do where we are helping students, we are helping the company which is ready to pay us because a lot of their human resource is being saved, right? So that is one win-win situation that we might try, or kind of we are already trying out.
Since you other traditional work we can say have a measurement of success, because we invest certain amount of money and then we have a certain kind of entire get back we have. But how do you measure the impact and success of this core samaj? Like how will you understand that okay, now your community is getting that pace or getting that success? Measurement, how will you do it?
So right now I am the community success is being measured by the amount of people that are staying in the community, right? Every month, is the churn high? A churn in the sense, if the people are leaving, they are joining, and if they're leaving right away, the community is doing something wrong, right? So that is something that we are looking. What can retention, right? So community retention is the only kind of thing that we are looking into to see whether the community is doing good. Right now, I would say we are having like 900,000 people or 950 to 1,000 people consistently for around 3 months. So I think it's pretty good. And right now, I'm not talking about the community in Twitter as well, because I want this community that is already there to be familiarized with others, and there should be a bond between them. So that is the reason I'm not really talking about the community or making people join the community through my Twitter. Otherwise, it was like every month I'll be posting about what is happening in the community, and if they want to join, they can just comment or go to website or whatever.
Okay. So I think you are indeed making an impact via Twitter, because I see you achieved 15K followers yesterday. So I think
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
big community. I think that's a long way to go. I think you will be achieving whatever your goals are or your visions are for the community. So basically, you are making an impact for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I am getting sometimes I get, messages saying thanking and all those stuff. And I used to think when other creators used to post about it or anything, I used to think, "Ki, why are they bragging about this and why are they doing this, right?" But I think uh, you might have also been seniors to people, right? You might have had
Hmm.
juniors. So when you give some advice to the junior, he actually implements it and something positive happens. And when he or she comes back and tells you, "Ki, I did it and it worked out well." The amount of satisfaction you get will excite you to share it with others. So I think that is something that I'm getting when people, even on comments or anywhere, if you see my banner of Twitter, it's the thank you and the messages that I get. That is something for me which is far greater than anything else, and that is also something I measure. Not really measure, but
Hmm.
that is if that is coming, then it's like I'm doing something good and I'll keep doing it.
Approval. You are getting approval from your followers, basically.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
think you're on the
people
right
pleaser.
track.
Yeah.
True, true.
So here's a very interesting thing. Like you work with a lot of developers. So what is the trend among the developers, and what you think should be the skills a developer must be having, so he can make great in his career?
Yeah. So this is something which when I was working, I was not really thinking about it. But now when I am working with others and when I am also kind of managing developers, I'm understanding ki it's not about how many what's your stack or how much knowledgeable you are in anything. It is basically about how responsible you are. So if you can take responsibility of an entire work and you can just complete it without any supervision, that is the greatest thing that you can do as a developer. And I think that also works in other uh, fields as well. I think for anything related to corporate or life, it's all about responsibility. If you are responsible, if you are taking things seriously, not doing it for the sake of doing it, that is something that is required. So for young developers who are watching this, maybe I would like to say ki if you are ready to work for cheap, just build something on your own so that you can show it to someone and they can kind of judge you based on that. All the kind of projects that I see from the people who ask ki how to get a job and all those kind of stuff, the projects are not completed or they are not deployed. It's on GitHub. So if an HR is going to check your work, right, check your portfolio, if you're given the links for GitHub, right, GitHub links, it is not going to be useful to them, right? I mean, they are not going to understand the code. Even if the founder is checking or a tech person is checking, they're not going to be looking into your code and seeing, okay, they need it deployed. So I would suggest ki instead of going for a freelance work, just make something and just deploy it. It should be working properly. Entire thing. The
Hmm.
login should be working. If there is anything is there, it should be working.
Sure.
So at least having such three projects is enough. It tells the other person you are actually interested in this stuff and you are not just for working for money. So I think interest and responsibility. These are the two things that will help a developer outgrow their uh, surroundings, I would say. Fast promotions or whatever.
You mentioned HR, right? What is CODESAMAAJ take or your take on networking? Like, how do you network these students with the biggest companies or MNCs or let's say startups? And how as you community, even as a community, what kind of network strategy do you follow?
Um, my view on networking is like it is very important. But for you to be able to network, there are basically two things that you need to take care of. One is communication. You should be able to communicate with anyone properly, right? There is a proper way to communicate with people of different ages or different positions, right? So right now, if we just talk about age, we all might be of the same age, right? But I cannot be talking to you like a friend, at least in the podcast, right? Or if I am even in a corporate setting, I cannot be talking to a same age person in the same way that I'm talking to them on a street or on a pub. So there is a way of communication that everyone needs to understand. Second thing is that if you want someone to network with you, there should be something that they are getting from it. Right? The value equation should be proper.
That is
And if you are the one initiating the communication or initiating the networking, then you should give first and then ask. Or if you hear what uh, Gary V says, it's like give until they ask you, what can we do for you, right? So that is the thing that I do with community or Twitter. But in a personal setting, I cannot be like I'm giving you everything I have and just waiting for you to ask. That does not work, and it has it doesn't have to be like that, right? If we are sitting together and I'm telling you or I'm giving you some kind of thing, you will obviously feel like, yeah, I should also contribute to this, right? But if it is in a uh, setting where it's like on a social media, right? If I'm posting something on Twitter, it's like I have to give a lot and lot and lot, so that finally someone thinks, okay, maybe I should give back something, or maybe I should just pass it on to someone else, right? So the higher the effort you put into uh, giving someone something, that is the that is proportional to the network you have.
that agreed.
So you, according to you, social media does impact on this. Like you were mentioning, right?
Yeah,
Only give.
it does.
So it will impact a lot in networking, right?
I mean, I'll tell you something. If a person is messaging you and he has a blue tick, Twitter itself has a separate section for verified messages, I guess. And even other than that, it is kind of uh, highlighted, right? If there is a blue tick in your message, it is highlighted. And if you have a huge following as well, people tend to network to you more. Does not matter whether you are talented or not. It's just key. Okay, this guy has around 10K followers and he is verified. He must be doing something. He must be having something that I need. So that helps. But other than that, I have seen a lot of people who are not verified, who don't have a lot of followers. Still, they are extremely respected in the tech community. If I am conducting a space, right, Twitter space or X space, whatever it is,
Okay.
uh, There are some people who are not having any followers or not having any verified mark or anything, but when they come in, we call them sir, right? So uh, that is also there. If you are providing extreme value to your content or in a space, if you are coming in and you are giving them extremely helpful advices, right? Then that also matters. But as a student, I think it's all about how serious are you about the work you're doing. If you are a developer, you should be serious about developing, not serious about shit posting or anything, not having followers. Or, you should be totally away from it. It should come as a consequence of you building stuff. If you are a developer,
Agreed.
right? If you're a marketing person, it's a different story. So for networking, basically, it's like the equation should be proper. If I am trying to build a network with you, I should give first and then ask, maybe. That is also a maybe, right? It's basically give enough times to people whom you think he can give you something. It's basically that.
That is it, exactly. So, I mean, you guys are doing great. You are doing very great. So, you think uh, there should be communities like Code Samaj to be formed in our nationwide communities like because you guys are really doing great. So, what do you think the future holds for the communities, upcoming communities like Code Samaj, and also for the Code Samaj?
I think uh, the colleges should kind of take the initiative to have communities like Code Samaj. It should not be the work of someone from outside, in my opinion.
That is correct.
So right now there are already many communities like ourselves in the north and in the metro cities like Delhi and all. I know many communities that are doing great. In Bangalore also there are a lot of communities that are doing good, right? But when you go into other parts of India or other states, it is very less. So and the colleges are also not very serious about anything. Kind of they just want to be completing their academics and just leave. Because I don't know what is the reason behind that. Maybe they are busy. They are too busy in other things that the colleges make them do, like research and stuff. But there should be an emphasis from colleges to build communities like Food Samaj or anything. The only problem I want to or like warn the people who are trying to build a community is that don't take investor money when you're trying to build a community. You can see Build Space, you can see Blue Learn. Everyone took investor money and they have closed, right? It is extremely difficult to give them that 100x return to a community if you are actually trying to help the students. So it is best to bootstrap such communities, and you know there is no shortcut to this in my opinion. You just have to work for a lot of years to be profitable or be like an actual entrepreneur. This is not the kind of business that you should get into if you want to make money.
Agree.
If you are genuinely interested in others and in just interacting with uh, students and developers, only then get into this. And you should also be having some kind of money with you as a security or emergency fund, which can last you for around maybe 10 years. I don't know. So,
Basically, it should be coming from within.
Yeah.
yeah, you will have to put it from your pocket a lot of times, at least in the community part. But if you
Agreed.
figure out a product around that community, then you can do great.
So that will be like a rotatable money. So that way we can
Yeah,
proceed. For a long term, I think it will be that way. But if from helping perspective, I think we should be firm enough in ourselves to help students and all that way.
exactly.
So, what are your future plans for your community? Because you mentioned, right, 10 years security fund should be there. 10 years is a very long time. So, how are you planning for your community? Future plans?
Okay, that was just a joke, and I have not thought
Okay.
about it 10 years ahead, but
True, true. Yeah.
at least uh, like we are doing it in phases. If you understand, PHASC wala phase. So right now this is phase 0 for us, and we have not really uh, we don't even have a proper team right now, right? So it is phase 0 right now. From 2025, it will be phase 1, and we are planning to have at least 3 colleges under us where we can conduct at least 6 boot camps per college every year. That is the phase 1 that we have planned for in terms of boot camps, right? In terms of community, we don't really have any goals key this much members should be there, because having a certain amount of members it is not really useful. It's only useful if you're trying to get funding from someone. Otherwise, the number of people does not matter. Quality of people matters. So we don't have any goals there. And the third thing is that we should be able to complete the project that we are doing right now. We have a product that is in the wraps being built right now, and that should be completed by phase 1. So that is what we are thinking of. Like until 2025 June. After that, it is again phase 1.1 or something like that, where again there is a cool down period. It's like the odd semesters. When the odd semesters are going on in college, we cannot really do much. It will be like a mix of anything that is just trying to understand the students or trying to sign more colleges or something like that. The even semesters are the time when we can conduct actual boot camps. Because the first years will be in second semester, which means they know how their college works and they are trying to build something. In the first semester, they are not really trying to do anything. They are just making friends and understanding the college kind of thing. They are not really serious. In the second semester, they get a little bit serious. Then again, in the fourth semester, uh, they are kind of in that internship mode, right? And then in the sixth semester, they are in the job mode. They want a job. In fourth semester, they want a internship. In the second semester is when they actually get serious. So these are the even semesters that we are targeting, which comes at from December to April kind of every year. Other than this period, we are just trying to build up ourselves up for this thing. It's like every other month we are just preparing for these 4 months, right? So these 4 months will be calculated as phases. So right now it is phase 0. Phase 1 will be 2025 ka these months, the January to April kind of. Phase 2 will be 2026 ka these months, where we are targeting around 10 colleges.
Okay.
So I don't know if it is slow or something, but I think in corporate terms or in startup terms, it is very slow. But we are planning to take it slow.
What is your criteria of approaching any colleges or the new colleges? How do you approach them? Because it's like you told, right? People should be willingly doing this. It should not be something forceful. So how do you convince them to make sure that they align with your this thing? Because I'm not sure if every you might be getting fruitful things from every college. There would be rejections for sure. How are you balancing that and making sure that every college aligns with your thought process?
Yeah. So right now we have approached 3 colleges and only one college kind of rejected us. And that was because it was in the early times. Right now, I don't think many colleges would reject us because we have kind of a great offer for them. They don't have to do anything much, right? They should be having a lab facility which can
Hmm.
sit around 100 students. That is the criteria there is, to be honest. Second thing we look for is the students are of a certain level where they can afford a laptop, because otherwise it's like we are doing something on the PC and they'll just forget about it.
Yes.
So these are the two things that we are looking for. Key is this college is the students in this college capable of affording a laptop? Does this college has lab? Other than that, I think all the colleges should be looking for their students to get better in development. Even that is a criteria, but I think all the colleges kind of want it, but they are just busy and they don't think their students are interested. It's just lazy. Colleges are lazy. That's it.
So,
So if they have a
how do
same thing.
yeah, I mean,
Please continue.
what is your area? What is your approach? What is your place of approach? I mean, till what area you cover? Or do you cover your local colleges, or you just go to any north college from North India, or from the West India, or from the East India? You just go nationwide. You approach nationwide colleges, or just local colleges?
Right now we are only approaching local colleges. The phase one will be of 3 colleges in Bangalore itself, because it is easier for us because we don't have a team right now. So going to other places would be difficult. And so right now, even in the phase two, we are planning to do it in Karnataka itself, which will be in 2026. 10 colleges in Karnataka. Because as I told you, the golden period is from Jan to April. So traveling to different parts of India at this time for conducting boot camps is not feasible as of now, if without a team.
True. It will be
Other
it
than
will
that,
be kind of managing.
community, yeah, community and the services and the products, everything is for global audience. It's not just India also.
Yeah.
We have people from countries like USA, Nigeria, even Pakistan. We have people from them as well in the community. So it's like other things are for our global. Offline thing right now is local.
Do you not think that you should approach people from these many countries to open a community like you in these countries? Like,
Or even just partner
kind of.
with you.
Do you have this thing, or have you ever given it a thought?
Actually, we had given it a thought, but the community that we approached was kind of on a different league, and we got rejected. So after that, we never tried. So that community is the number one cybersecurity community in India, and I would say best in top 10 in the world as well. So we did approach them through a friend, but
Hmm.
it was an instant rejection. So we are thinking we should first, like that
Yeah.
equation is there, right? Value equation.
Yes.
So we are
I
trying
think
to
once
build our side of the equation.
once you are at a certain place, I think people will automatically be willingly to be part of your community. I think.
It's a gradual process.
True.
So here we just come down to our last question. And any special messages to our listeners? I mean, how they can get connected with both Samaj, and any special messages you want to give to the listeners?
Yeah, for understanding anything or anything related to CodeSamaj, you just need to go on our website, which is codesamaj.com. If you go there, everything is there. All the three things that we do, and we will try to keep the website very updated because we are developers and we don't need a team for that. So I keep on updating it. Other than that, if you need real-time updates and stuff, you can follow us on Twitter. If the audience is developers, I would like to tell them ki develop something. Otherwise, don't call yourself developers, right? If you just know a certain thing, does not mean you are a developer because you have not developed anything. So that is one thing that I want to tell. Ki if you are a developer watching this, please develop something and then call yourself developer. Only then you have the right to say ki I'm not getting work or I'm not getting selected. Maybe cry about the diversity hiring or whatever. First, be your best. After that, you can complain about other things. Right? So that is the main
Really great
message.
chat.
Other than that, be responsible for a general audience in any field you are. Just be responsible and you will find great opportunities.
Like since we two are developers, we two are in the IT field as well. So we are hoping that our audience will be developers or at least part of IT in any way. If any one of them or any one of our known person want to be part of your community, is there any no how can they means be part of your community basically?
They
They
can
should
easily
directly
join the community through our website.
oh,
If you go to our website, there is a form for you to fill.
oh,
Just need to fill it, and at the end of the thing, you will get the link to the community. It's very easy. It's open for everyone.
oh.
Right now, we don't have that core
Any
community
age
where we are
criteria
checking
something is there? Oh,
criteria or anything. There is nothing like that until now.
so like there is nothing age restricted or certain pre-qualification kind of thing. Is there something sort of?
Maybe age restriction. Let's say you have to be 18 so that you can legally work in India.
True.
That's it. Other than that, I guess there are people who are less than 18 as well in the community,
Hmm.
but
Yeah.
they join in from maybe other communities. You don't really have to fill the form because at the end of the form there is a link, and that link I'm sure is getting circulated everywhere, and people are joining without filling the form as well. So there might be people who are aged less as well, but yeah, that is the only criteria. Maybe optionally be 18.
I think that would be a very basic prerequisite just to work.
Also be
I would like
developer.
to ask. Sorry, carry on.
Sorry, I forgot to add that.
No, you carry on.
If you are a marketing person, there is no value for you in this community. I mean, value for you in this community.
Yeah.
So I was asking that your take on this podcast. How was it? Like, how was our team? How was you? How did you feel interacting with us?
It was great. It was great. And that thing was structured, and you were very responsible as well. I kind of was not responsible. My mic
No,
stopped
no,
That's
working,
that's
that's
pretty good.
and I just
You being the
minutes.
very young guest.
The thing is, I am at home right now, so Wi-Fi and everything is kind of slow. And internet issues are also happening. Other than that, everything was professional from your side. Uh, I would like to say ki your Twitter handle should be verified so that someone else does not kind of has the same name and start talking with me.
Yeah.
And I might think you are. That is something that I want to tell. If you are actually like you're planning to do this for a long time,
Correct.
Yeah.
so that would be a great investment from your side. Other than that, you're doing great.
Thank you.
I would also like to understand the things about podcasting, because even I want to podcast
Sure.
from the host, you the host,
Okay.
right? So I would love for you guys to kind of help me out as well when I'm asking.
Definitely.
Any
We will
day.
anytime.
Yeah. Any day. We would love to help you.
Yes.
I
Thank you so
I
much.
think this was a great session. Yeah. Thank you for being a part of this podcast. I think we are honored to have you because you have a very great initiative of helping. Because we both are from the same thing, so I can understand the struggle of students,
We can relate.
and as well as I can understand your struggle because I am in a mid. We both are in mid level because we have passed being a student and we are also trying to help. So I think we can relate to both parts, you as well as us. So I think you are doing a great initiative, and we wish you all the very best
All the
for
very best for
Code
your
Samaj.
future
Yeah.
endeavors, Code Samaj, and we are very excited for your product, for what Code Samaj will be doing in the next couple of months. We just
Yeah,
hope
we
the
are.
best for nothing but the
Yeah.
best for you.
Yes, yes. So thank you for coming,
Yeah,
Abhishek.
it was
Thank
very
you.
great chat.
Thank you.
Thank you, Code Samaj.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wish
Thank
you
you.
all the
Bye-bye.
best with the podcast as well.
yeah. Thanks for tuning in for this episode. If you enjoyed it, do like, share, and subscribe. Leave the feedback in the comments below. And we have more such amazing content coming ahead. So stay curious and see you in the next one.